Okay, I'm Gillian Coverley. I'm the partner in charge of the private client team at Irwin Mitchell. I'm here at the TSA Big Day today to introduce our will writing service, which we actually launched today at the Big Day event. The will writing service has been developed in conjunction with the TSA. Both of the means to support the charity through leaving gifts in wills, to support the charity when you're no longer around, and also to look at how we can work with the charity to help those supporters who might need to set up trusts through wills or independently of that to support either their children or other people suffering from TSA when they're no longer around as well. Okay, it's really important to have a will. I recognise that some of your supporters will already have wills, but as well as setting up a will, it's also very important to make sure it's up to date. But people will not have a will because people naturally do not like thinking about their own death, and they think it's something they will do next week, next month, in the future. And sadly, 3 out of 10 people only make a will, so there's plenty of people die without making a will. So it's really important that you do that, because it's your record of what you want to say to your family about how your estate is distributed when you're no longer here. It gives peace of mind to your family that you've written down exactly what you want and how you've thought about that. Particularly important if you've got vulnerable people to think about and how they will be protected when you're no longer here. Without a will, you've got something called the intestacy laws which come into effect. The intestacy laws are very broad brush, and they're basically a list of people who will inherit if you don't have a will. Usually they're not adequate, and it's much better to make a will because you're in charge of how your assets are passed on and how the people that you love and care about are cared for in the future when you're no longer around. Making a will through the TSA service is really quick and simple. You simply get a questionnaire, complete that and return it back to Irwin Mitchell, who will then be in touch to discuss your personal and individual requirements. All you need to do when you're completing the questionnaire is give us some personal details, a rough indication of how you want to distribute the estate, and an indication if there's anybody that you want to protect through a trust or other arrangement. We'll also ask in the questionnaire if you want to benefit the TSA charity in any way whatsoever. You're not obliged to do so, but obviously we want to give that option for you to benefit the society if you want to do that. At Irwin Mitchell, as well as writing a will for people, we recognise that you will need some support beyond your death if you have a vulnerable person to look after and someone who needs care and protection when you're no longer around. We have a trustee service, so we will act as Irwin Mitchell as trustees, and it's very important when you're thinking about setting up a trust whether or not you want to appoint a professional body to act with you. The role of a trustee is to look after assets on behalf of another individual who isn't able or capable of looking after those assets themselves. There's lots of responsibilities that go with being a trustee. You have to consider all the different aspects of the trust, including the financial side of the trust, the tax side of the trust, the balancing of the various interests that go on, and make sure that you're acting in accordance with what you think you should be doing with the instructions that were given to you in the will document. So Irwin Mitchell offer a trustee service to help trustees and also act alongside trustees to give them advice and support in both setting up the trust and then running that trust and what needs to be done on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. In terms of will writing and setting up the trust, we're at Irwin Mitchell complete experts in this area. We are a national firm of solicitors, and we can offer this service nationally. It's a very quick and simple process. One of the main barriers to setting up wills and setting up trusts is that you have to go and see a solicitor and sit down with them for what can be a long time, and it can be quite expensive. This is a very quick, simple and cost-effective way of getting something sorted out very quickly with a leading firm of solicitors in the UK.